You guys, good morning. So today is my first day of my women's health rotation. This is rotation number 2 out of 8 practically, because we do have a elective. So there's 7 core, 1 elective. So this is 2 out of 8. But you guys know women's health is something I'm thinking about going into possibly after school. So I'm very excited about this rotation. Today is the first day. They didn't really give me much guidance, but I know I just need to be there before 8 o'clock. Luckily, the place is only 20 minutes from my house, so I'm not in quite a rush this morning. So I'm just gonna finish getting ready. I already packed my lunch. I just have to make my bed and like straighten up my house because my dishwasher is not working. So I put in a request for that, and I did allow them to come in my apartment while I'm not here. So I just don't want everything to be like disheveled and just looking crazy. So my last EOR, I guess I have to tell you guys about it when I get back home so I can sit down, set you up, plus my camera's about to die. But I just want to do an intro for this video. So this will be follow me for my first week of women's health rotation. Stay tuned. Long time no see. So I know I've like started and stopped so many videos at this point, but I'm taking you guys with me because I'm about to go study at Starbucks, which is my favorite place to study. I know I didn't sit you down and talk about my last EOR, like how the CSE went, which is clinical skills exam, or how my exam went, like the end of rotation exam, but I'm definitely going to do that when I get back today. But right now I just want to go study. I bought Smarty Pants, which is like a platform that has like all the outlines for the EOR exams and like practice questions, practice tests. So right now I'm just going to go through all the like course learning objectives and just make sure I understand the basics of those questions or the basics of those concepts. And then I'm going to do some practice problems on Rosh review. And so that's how I plan to study. I can tell you I did pass my last EOR exam, but I did use a completely different method to study. So I'm hoping this time it goes better. But I will check in with you guys when we're at Starbucks. Good morning, everybody. We're going back in for another day of studying. It is Sunday. It's 10:30 basically. I'm about to go to the coffee shop and study a little bit. I normally go to the Starbucks around my house, but there's another coffee shop that's actually on the way to my nail appointment later, so I'm just gonna go to that one. It is a new day, as you can tell. Sorry, y'all, just sprayed some spritz on my face, moisturizer. So if I look super oily or super shiny, that's why. But I know yesterday I was supposed to come home, talk about previous rotation, yada, 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 and I still haven't done it. I don't know why, but whenever I pick up my camera, I'm like so eager to film and like start showing you guys stuff. And then as the day goes on, I get like out of the mood to vlog, so then I don't come home and finish the vlog, because this vlog could have ended a long time ago if I would just sit down and say everything that I needed to tell you guys. But today will be that day. It's Sunday. I need a fresh start for the week. I want to end this vlog and start editing it. So yeah, I'm going to sit down, tell you how my last rotation went, update you guys on what's been going on in my life, and then we'll start a new vlog fresh. But I'm going to end this one soon. Okay, so let's just go to the coffee shop. Hello, you guys. Y'all know how many times I've been trying to end this video. Today is gonna be ended because I'm gonna tell you how my last rotation went, fill you in on how this rotation is going, and I actually got my next rotation, so I'll tell you guys at the end what that is. So going into my last rotation, so it was trauma surgery. I think I filmed a video in that rotation. You guys seen, I see a lot of like ICU trauma patients report to the trauma bay if anything urgent comes in, things like that. I will say it was kind of a challenging rotation for it to be my first one because, as you know, ICU and trauma is like high acuity patients. And I'm not even a new grad PA. I'm a first rotation PA. So I just didn't understand exactly where my knowledge base was and how I was starting below the low. And so one thing I did take away from that rotation though is to always know the why. I guarantee you sometimes in the charts it won't be like patient got this surgery because of this, patient is on this medication because of this, patient is not on this medication because of this. Sometimes things are not documented as thoroughly, so it's up to us as providers to figure out why. You always want to know why something is the way it is, and that's something I took away from that rotation. Also, with me being a student, this education that I get on each rotation is what I make it. So I shouldn't be expecting my preceptor to ask me, oh, do you want to come to the hospital? I shouldn't be expecting them to say, do you want to come with me to see this patient? I should be putting myself out there like, no, I want to be a provider in the future. I want the best out of, you know, this rotation. So I want to come to the hospital. I want to see the patients. I want to practice skills. And so that's something I've been doing in my new rotation that seems to go well. Whenever I go to the provider and say I would love to do something if you will allow me to, it seems to go well. But my last rotation will get into like the EOR score, the CSC score, and if I had to remediate anything. So as you guys know with my program, we go back the last week of our 6-week rotation, we go back to school. That Wednesday when we go back, we normally have our end of rotation exam. This is a PAEA exam, so it's nothing that my school made or that my teachers made. This is a national exam for anyone who completed the same rotation as me. So I take this exam. Now the score is kind of different because it ranges. So if you're between this range to this range, you'll get a 75. You'll get an 85 or a 95. You can also get a 65, but at that point you fail the rotation because with my school, this score is worth 55% of your grade. So if you get a 65, there's really no coming back and you just fail the rotation. So if you get under an 85, you have to remediate the exam. So that's basically them giving you a special assignment to show that you do understand these conditions, and it's supposed to be catered to you. So they went through your specific stats and saw the diseases that you didn't get the answers correct on, and from that they came up with your charter, your remediation assignment that you have to do. I unfortunately got a 75, which is still passing for the rotation, but I did not but I have to remediate it. So I'm one of those people who got a specialized remediation plan that had all the diseases on it that I did not score well on, and now I have to do that in order to, I guess, satisfy the requirement of the EOR exam. And so then the next day on the Thursday, because it's always going to be the same, so on that Thursday you do your clinical skills exam. So this is basically a performative exam. This is what I tell all my friends and family, because you go in front of the patient, which is normally an underclass student, and in front of one of your proctors, which is like a professor in my program, and you act out basically how you would interact with a patient who came in with complaints that they are showing today. So for that rotation, it was surgery. The patient had a condition, I say that in quotes because to me the condition really wasn't surgery related, but they had a condition that could have an optional surgery with it, and you would still refer them out to surgery just so they can do their own assessment to say, no, you don't need surgery or not, because in this role I'm a generalist. I'm basically like family medicine, and so I'm saying, yeah, I think you may need surgery. And so the condition was one that I had studied, so I understood it. But as far as doing the physical exam for it is where I struggled, because it was like, you know, you have to hit 8 systems, well, at least for my school, for a focus note, you have to hit 8 review systems. So that's general skin, head, eyes, ears, nose, throat. Like I have to ask so many questions about special systems. And for the condition I had, I wasn't exactly sure where to go with the questions I was asking or what would be important. So I was kind of just spitballing, and it just threw me off track. So needless to say, I have to remediate also my clinical skills exam, and for that you go back to campus and you do a different case. It'll still be a surgical case, but I'll do a different case, different proctor, different student. And so after you do your performative exam, you have to go downstairs and write a focus note. Now, I did well on the focus note, even though I did not pass the clinical skills exam, because that's basically like a legal document of everything that happened with your encounter with the patient. So you go down there, you write that. It's time, so you only get 30 minutes. A lot of people don't finish it because you have to type really fast. You have to make sure everything is in order. There's a certain organization to it. There's also points if it's not organized. So a lot of people don't finish it, but I think it's more so because they're typing slow and not because they're not, you know, they don't know the layout, because we all know the layout at this point. So yeah, so that's that Thursday, and then that Friday we'll normally review all the cases that we're giving on Thursday. So for surgery, women's health, for psychiatrics, any specialty, we'll go through all the cases. So as you can imagine, that PowerPoint is like over 100 slides. So you just sit there and listen to everything. And then we normally have a lecture also that day, which is like a guest lecture. So it doesn't have to be anything related to a specific rotation that you're going into. Everyone just listens to the lecture. Like after surgery, we had a women's health lecture. And it's not because everyone is going to women's health now. It's just because this is the lecture that the teachers wanted to give at this point. So that's mostly how my first rotation went. I did pass the rotation because you have to have an 80% or above overall. So with all your scores and everything, an 80% or above overall to pass the rotation. Now, if you happen to fail a rotation, it's not the end of the world, but you can't fail 2 rotations. So the second one you fail, you'll actually be dismissed from the program. So I was counting on my lucky stars when I realized I passed the overall rotation, because that was really matters. And so now we'll move on to my new rotation. Right now I'm in women's health. It's been very fun. It's also not far from my house, so I've had more time to sleep in. Had less time to study though, because it's 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, and then 8 to 1 on Friday. So I'm just really tired. So I normally come home, watch TV, I eat, and I go to bed. So I don't do any studying. I've been going to the gym here and there when I feel the energy, but I haven't been as consistent as before. But yeah, so this rotation is going well. The doctors are a lot more approachable here. I feel like because it's a smaller practice also, if I tell them that I'm thinking about going into women's health, which I am, they'll let me do more in the room, and they'll let me ask more questions and be more a part of the encounter. But that's just some providers. Some aren't so keen, I guess, on students having that much control in the exam room, especially because it's women's health. So it's like the woman is exposed top to bottom. She's revealing some very intricate details about herself, her sex life, STD history, if she currently has like HIV, herpes. So I guess for some providers, they don't feel comfortable with students doing that assessment. But when I have mentioned to them that I want to do more, they have allowed me to do a few more things in the room than most. I have done a pap smear. I have done a complete breast exam. I've also measured fundal height and fetal heart tones. Yeah, so I've done a few things in there, but of course it's not all that I can be exposed to, and it's not even all that I want to be exposed to. I definitely want to see more. The doctors at my current location definitely go to the hospital and deliver babies and do C-sections and hysterectomies, so that's also something I want to see, and they do invite students to come to that. So when we get another invitation, I'm definitely gonna go to the hospital and see those things. But yeah, so far I think it's going well. I do like my preceptor a lot. I worked with him once though. He's a very busy guy, but I worked with him once, and we have fun. He's very funny, and I feel like he really fits in well with OB-GYN, which I was kind of shocked because he's a male provider, and there's actually 3 male providers in the practice, and I was like, there's way more OB-GYN men than I thought there would be. But they seem to be comfortable in their role, and the patients are very nice and sweet. So I think that's why I want to go into women's health. They just, I don't know, something about women and their aura just makes me feel comforted. And I want to be the comfort for someone else, because I know how uncomfortable getting a pap smear is. I know how embarrassing it is sometimes to reveal like you have multiple sex partners, or you're not using condoms, or you're not on contraception, and that can be, you know, people can feel judged by that. And so I just want to be that provider that, you know, everything is an open book with me. You know, I'm not going to say anything to anybody, and I just want to make the patients in my practice feel comfortable. But yeah, so far so good. Yeah, so far so good with that. And now, drum roll please for my next rotation. I will give you a hint. It is one of the specialties that I keep saying I am not going to enjoy. I did reach out to the student that's currently on that rotation, and she said everyone enjoys it right now. So I'm really hoping I'm not the one student that hates it, but I know this specialty is not something I'm very keen on being a part of. So if you can guess it, put it down in the comments what you think it is, even though I'm about to say it, so never mind. It is psychiatry, and I did not think I would like it, and I'm still sure I won't like it as much, but it's a core rotation, so I have to do it. But the place that I'm going to, a lot of students seem to enjoy it, so let's hope that I enjoy it too. But yeah, that is the end of this video. I'm not putting any more days on this, no more time lapses. That is the end of this video. I will start fresh. I may record a day in my life in women's health, but you know, I can't record in the facility, but I can come back and tell you even everything that happened after. Okay, but yeah, that was all that I wanted to discuss with you guys today. So happy that you stayed tuned to this video, even though I kept going for weeks and weeks and weeks without updating you guys. But thank you so much. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave in the comments what you think my next rotation site may be, because it's all random. I didn't choose to go in this order. I didn't even choose the places I'm going to for the most part. So please let me know what you guys think my next rotation is in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and bye babes.